It's the mic on.
Hello. Oh, there we go. Alright. I've got a little bit written down here about the Nottingham police specifically, right? Because one of my favourite placards that people bring to these, the ones that say the UK is not innocent. Because I think even though we live in Britain, you know, the US is the most, you know, rich and powerful country in the world. It's easy for us to be sort of like, you know, only hearing about what's going on there, right? Like Azizat said before, between April 2018 and March 2019, the Nottingham police conducted 3,013 stop and searches, right? 58% more than last year. And black people were stopped and searched by the Nottingham police more than 7 times as often as white people. There is no explanation for that beyond racial profiling, harassment and intimidation. The bullying of the black community in Nottingham. Right? Yeah. Across Britain for decades and decades, the stop and search tactic has been used to harass and intimidate black people. Multiple police officers will hold somebody up, search through their stuff. I myself have never been stopped and searched, but I have to imagine people on the receiving end will be thinking about all the cases of police brutality and unjust arrests which we hear about happening in neighbourhoods across our city all the time. Right, last year, only 16% of stop and searches led to an arrest. What does that mean? That means 2,500 people who committed no crime were harassed in the street by the Nottingham police force in a single year. Black people in Britain, they're expected to accept being twice as likely to have an insecure job than white people. To accept being paid lower wages across the board. To accept dying at 4 times the rate from COVID-19. While the government does less than the bare minimum to protect people from the virus. Black migrants are expected to accept the threat of deportation, or the uprooting of their entire life if their annual income falls below 18,600. Right, we're all told to accept the unacceptable by our society, and the regular harassment by the racist police is using fear and force to try and keep people from stepping out of line. To keep people intimidated so they don't fight back. So this doesn't happen, right? But you can only do that for so long until people have had enough. And we are here, we've been here for 5 weeks, we're fighting back and we will not go away, right? We're in St. Anne's right now, a black and working class community, okay? Campaigners from Nottingham United Against Racism, we've been door knocking in neighbourhoods like this week after week to get people out to these protests, to widen this movement, alright? We need to engage with people, the working class and black communities in our city. We need to organise together to build the kind of the resistance that can end state racism once and for all, okay? As a movement, as a campaign, we need to have discussions with each other about what do we need to do. What are we actually going to, what are we going to do? We've got to get demands. We've got a demand already from the last protest. End speculative stop and search. So I think for the next protest coming up, we've all got a big WhatsApp group. People should ask each other, get on it. Let's actually plan. What are we going to do? How are we actually going to fight for justice? Because we need to do it and we can't accept any less, right? Any less than the ending of racism and oppression. Thank you.